Hi everyone, I can't believe it is only day 2. I feel like I've been doing this forever. Listen to the echo in this room. But today's vibe is I don't feel like doing anything. And I wonder where that's coming from. Because yesterday I said I was so excited to jump in, bring this new energy, I'm like a new person, bring my new self into this space. And all of a sudden I feel resistance. And I'm like, that's very interesting. We're going to hold space for that. We're going to just notice it. One of my mentors, actually, he said, instead of having curiosity about the situation, have wonder. So, I wonder what is making me feel this way, because he said that wonder is more of like an open emotion, but curiosity kind of asks for an answer. And I understand that. Like, I feel that on a deep level. So, I wonder what is making me, I feel a bit overwhelmed. And he also said that being overwhelmed is sometimes avoiding an emotion. So I think there's an emotion I'm avoiding. Even looking at this room, I'm feeling it rise up in my body, and I'm getting emotional. I'm getting like teary-eyed. And wow, I think that emotion is I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. It's weird because like I didn't wake up today and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Or like I felt like normal. I felt pretty energized. But like there is an energy to everything in this room. So even if it was all organized, I still think that energy is kind of living here. And it's great that it's coming up for me again. Like I'm just getting kind of addicted to this feeling of discovering new parts of myself and having these emotions rise and being seen in my body. A lot of times for the first time, or just like with a better lens. So that is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's exciting. It's like riveting. It is like bringing me, it's kind of feels like I'm like being lifted up. I don't know how else to describe it. And yeah, I mean, thinking again about how overwhelm is sometimes just like masking an emotion. And yeah, I'm exhausted. And I feel like there's more to that feeling, but it's kind of like blocked right now. And I'm going to see what that is. I'm going to discover that later, hopefully. It's not going to be just put like in the back burner. But maybe that was what today is for. Maybe today I was just meant to recognize that before moving forward, because I can imagine, ignoring that and just being like, I feel overwhelmed, but I need to do it anyway. There's a lot of, I guess, leaders out there that, like, I just saw this one leader yesterday. I love her, but sometimes she's like a little intense for me. And she's like, well, F your emotions and just do the thing. And I understand that, but I don't, what? That's a lie. I don't understand that, actually. I think that your emotions are really important when they come up during certain situations, if you can hear them and understand them and wonder about them, you can release it. And when that emotion is released, then you break a pattern of some sort. And that allows you to do more without even coming to that point of, oh my God, I'm emotional about this, or I'm getting emotional. I'm just going to do it anyway. And I think that's also like, not really, like, that doesn't feel good in my body. I feel everything like I feel my chest constricting. So especially since I've been doing like nervous system work and coming to this point where I am so relaxed and happy in my life sometimes that like I don't want to feel that way. Like I don't want to go to a point where I'm like, okay, like I feel overwhelmed, but like it's okay, like I will just like get over it, or like I feel overwhelmed because I need to do this thing and I haven't done it yet, so once I done the thing, I'm not gonna feel overwhelmed anymore. And like I think sometimes that works, like if it's like a smaller thing, maybe this is just like a little hypothesis, like, I don't know, something really simple like bungee jumping, like jumping off a cliff, literally, like, oh my gosh, like you are in the moment overwhelmed, but I think it also takes that knowledge of just knowing like, okay, like this moment I'm overwhelmed because I'm going to jump over a cliff and my body does not want to do that because it thinks it will die. So I think it's very situational, and you just have to have that mindfulness. You have to have that ability to like, kind of like stretch time in those moments and be like, I'm overwhelmed, but this kind of doesn't make sense. Like, why am I overwhelmed about something I was initially excited about, and like revamping my life? Like, yes, it's a new chapter, it's a new beginning, it's a reigniting. And yes, there should be that almost like a level of like, oh my God, I really don't know what's gonna come next, and like just a tiny bit of fear, but not to the point where I am starting to shut down and I don't want to do anything. Like I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to look at it. Like I don't want to be here. Like something else is there. So I took note of the exhaustion in my body. I hear you. I see you. And I'm going to embrace that. I'm just exhausted. And maybe that's all I really need, is just like acknowledging, like having compassion for myself. Like, I am tired. Like, this year has been very tiring for me, in terms of, like, trauma, I guess. Like, losing one of my friends and watching her pass, and then losing my home for a couple months, and, like, completely, like, it being completely redone, and then it's, like, a lot is happening in my body, and I'm exhausted. And that's what happens when a lot is happening. And sometimes you need to do something about the exhaustion, like maybe you need to take a trip or something like that. But I think a lot of times these emotions that we mask underneath the overwhelm, that we unmask underneath, the emotions that are under the overwhelm that we feel, I think that they are... I lost my train of thought. So anyway, let me see if I can catch it again. No, but I think it'll come to me again later. Probably with a better train of thought than I have right now. So, yep, that is just my little update. Give a little, a little pep talk to myself too while I was at it. And, oh, I remember. So the emotions that are underneath us being overwhelmed, a lot of times they just want to be acknowledged and embraced and brought to the surface and fully felt, so they can be like, okay, well, I did my job. Now I don't need to be here. So they kind of just dissipate and disappear in a healthy way. And they don't come up in your patterns again in the same way anymore. So that's what I wanted to say. And I did say it way better than I thought I was going to. So that's my little update for today. Thank you, everybody, for keeping up with me. Bye.